Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk to you about these ETS magazines for your M&P Shield 9, okay? These are single stack magazines for the M&P Shield 9. I've been carrying this gun for the last couple of months. In the past I used to carry a small Ruger 380, but with all the crazy stuff that's been going on this year, 2020, between the coronavirus, toilet paper hoarding, the riots in the cities, and then the bears that have been coming around here, right? Every day I find a bear that's kind of prowling around here, and the bears aren't an immediate threat to me, but I wanted to have something a little bit more than a 380, more than anything, just to kind of scare the bear away. Fire a couple of shots into the ground if I need to. These aren't grizzly bears; they're black bears, so they're not very aggressive. But I do want to make sure that they, that they stay fearful of me. More than anything, to protect them, okay? Because if they get comfortable around humans, then they're going to end up on somebody else's property who may not be as comfortable with them and end up hurting the bears. So that's one of the reasons why I don't want the bears getting comfortable with around humans. So I'll occasionally fire a couple of shots to scare them off. So anyway, the point is that for the reasons I said, I've been carrying this M&P Shield. It's a 9mm. It comes with one magazine that holds the that's 7 rounds, right? And then it also comes with an 8-round, slightly extended magazine that I have basically on the side here. So, normally I carry the original magazines, and between the two I have a total of 15 rounds. But it is a single stack, and I felt that I wanted to have something more than just this. Okay, so what I found this on Botac's website, right? They sell magazines and a whole bunch of other stuff. They have these ETS magazines, and I really wasn't even looking for them. I just happened to find them because I've been using the ETS magazines for my Glock 17 and for the PX9, and the ETS magazines have been working great for me. And I saw that they made some for this M&P Shield. And not only did they make them in the 7-round flush, right? So I'm going to take out the original steel magazine and put this one in there now, okay? So it fits flush, okay? So it's great for doing lots of drills where you can do magazine changes and stuff like that. Because and here's the thing, they're cheap. They're the 7-rounders I think are about $12 or $13, and then you got 12, 9, and the 7. So we got 7, 9, and 12. This is the 12-rounder. This is the 9-rounder. So the part of my strategy is to, even though I'm only carrying these 2 magazines on my person, right? I have, one 7-rounder in the gun and the 8-rounder in the magazine holder. I can have the 12-rounders, in my car or in my safe or at different points in my house or my office. So even though these 12-rounders, these extended magazines might look goofy, in the gun, correct? Just gotta make sure that even though they might look goofy because they stick out of the gun, they are practical in the sense that, hey, you've got 12 rounds as opposed to 7. So my strategy is, like I said, to keep these hidden in strategic locations. Work with this now. With strategic locations where if I run out of bullets in my carry gun, and instead of going, let's say, to my magazine pouch, let's say I'm in a situation, again, not likely to happen given where I live and the way I live, but if I ever did find myself surrounded by an angry, violent mob that was looking to pull me out of my car and beat me to death, okay? The 7 rounds in this gun would most likely not be enough. It will be great to have 2 of these 12-rounders, sitting, in the car someplace that's easily accessible. So that's part of my strategy. So if you carry this M&P Shield 9, this is something that you may want to consider doing, buying a couple of these. Now, the 7-rounder, right? This is the 7-rounder here. I shot, this one I was shooting with steel case, and it was working fine. I shot many rounds of steel case with this. No problems with the 7-rounder on the steel case. With the 12 and the 9-rounder, if you're shooting steel case, you will have problems. Okay, you will have problems. However, if you're shooting brass, because the brass is a little bit more smoother, you don't have problems. Okay, so if so just be aware that if you're shooting steel case, the 9 and 12 round ETS magazines for this M&P Shield 9 are going to give you jams, and I've seen the jams like consistently, like almost every time around. However, I'm also seeing consistently that if you're using brass, because the brass is a little bit more smoother, it works fine. So something for you guys to consider. Now, also very important for you guys to consider, if you choose to carry the M&P Shield 9, it's a small gun. It requires a lot of practice, okay? One of the things that I find when I press this trigger, I have to make a very conscious effort to, as I pull the trigger, to pull the trigger to the right, because this gun really wants to kick left hard, okay? It's a light, small gun. It wants to kick hard to the left. So as I'm squeezing, that's one of the things I'm practicing. I'm practicing pulling that trigger to the right. And if this is something that's really easy to forget. So if you're not practicing this almost on a weekly basis, obviously I practice more often, but if you're not practicing this on a weekly basis, you're going to forget how to squeeze that trigger. And yet, granted, it's not going to make a difference within 10 or 15 feet, but at longer distances, like at the 25 and the 30 and 40 feet that I have set up here, it makes a big difference, okay? Well, again, I'm shooting 4-inch targets here. So if I'm not consciously pulling the trigger towards the right and applying pressure towards the right with this gun, my bullets are all going to go left. So that's just a matter of knowing your gun, knowing how you have to squeeze your trigger. This is a gun that you have to practice with, okay? It's bigger guns are easier to shoot. Smaller guns, they're more convenient to carry, but they require more practice. So that's an important thing. Now, as far as the holster, I tend to do a separate review on this. I've been carrying the Polecraft. It was pretty cheap. I got it for like something like $23. I found it on Amazon. It's been working great inside the waistband. I mean, it works great. And for those of you guys that don't know, the holster, this is a hard plastic holster. That is the safety mechanism of this M&P Shield, right? It's not the Shield 9, because there's no safety on the gun. And you don't want a safety, because in an emergency situation, you're not going to be able to find a little safety switch. So the safety mechanism for this gun is the holster, okay? So when I did a separate video on this, I explained how when I get home at night, when I don't remove the gun from the holster, okay? I take the holster off the belt, and I put the gun with the holster in the safe. In the morning, I put the gun back on my belt, inside the holster. The gun does not come out of the holster until I'm ready to shoot it. So when I get here, I'm ready to shoot it, or if I ever have to use it in a self-defense situation, that's when it comes out of the holster. So I don't remove the safety mechanism from the gun, okay, unless I'm ready to shoot, which is like right now, which is what I'm going to do. So right now, I believe see which mag I have in there. Yeah, I have the ETS clear magazine in there. Let's fire a couple of rounds of this. Now, I'm going to do a tactical reload. There's still one over here. All right. Again, we're assuming a situation where I'm in my car or something. All right, and I had to use the gun. I don't want to go to the magazine that I'm actually carrying if I have one of these 12 rounders sitting somewhere in the front of the gun. I want to switch over to this because I got 12 rounds there. So, like I said, this is a gun that you need to practice with. Okay, this is a hard gun to shoot. But these ETS magazines, especially these 12 rounders, it can be it can be a very useful tool because, like I said, the gun normally only has 7 or 8 rounds. Having the ability to put 12 rounds in here, you know, really extends your defensive capability. Now, the other thing is you want to practice your, you know, coming out of holster. Now, obviously, this looks silly because it's extended right now, but it doesn't matter. I mean, for the purpose of drilling, you can practice coming out of the holster, okay? And okay. So that's something that you need to practice a lot, okay? So I've covered this in other videos. The main thing when you're coming out of the holster, you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot, don't want to shoot yourself in the hand. So either you put your hand on your chest or you grab your shirt. In this case, I got to grab my shirt to lift it up so it doesn't get caught up. But the point is you want your hand on your body because that's what that's doing is making you aware of where your hand is. Now, some guys will stick it in the pocket or the belt or whatever, but you want to know where this hand is at all times. So in this case, I need to get clear of my shirt. So I'm going to put it here, come out. I'm bringing my hands here. If I need to start shooting from here, I can start shooting from here. You know, if the threat is that close. Okay, and then from here I move to the front. Again, if I need to start shooting from here, I can shoot from there. Then I go to full extension. Okay, so that's the philosophy with this draw stroke. Okay. So that's what I want to talk to you guys today. Like I said, these this I'm going to basically put this one back in the gun. Now let me show you guys how I put a round in the chamber, okay? What I will usually do is I'll have, let's say I have my magazine here, right? This has 7 rounds, so I will put that in, right? I will chamber a round. Then I'll take the magazine out. I will then put the gun in the holster, okay? The reason is because that's the safety mechanism, okay? So I don't want to just throw the gun on the table or, you know, I want the gun in the holster. That's where it belongs. That's the safety mechanism. And while I do that, you know, usually I'll take another round. I'll top off my magazine, okay? Then I'll take the gun out of the holster, keeping it in a safe direction, okay? And now I have a round in the chamber, gun's ready, okay? So that's how I put that round in the chamber. So the point is that, the point I'm really bringing out is that the holster is the safety mechanism. So once I put that first round in there, I don't just throw the gun on the table on the nightstand. So I put it back in the holster, and then I put that other round in there, and I put the pull the gun out, put the magazine in. So that's how I top my gun out. So if you guys have any comments, questions, put in the comment section. If you're not a member of my channel, please subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.